Your dressing can make or break your sales. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my top 10 recommendations on what you can do to improve how you dress, how you look, and the exact steps you can take so that you can become more influential when you engage prospects because of what you wear. My name is Iyore. I've trained thousands of salespeople across several countries, including Nigeria, Ghana, USA, UAE, Rwanda. I'm an author of several books and resources on sales, and I'm featured on a lot of media platforms talk about successful selling. I work in an organization I was going to target to sell to 20 high net worth individuals, and I was able to bring in 21 high net worth individuals to the organization in a single month. I also participated in a sales competition where I won, and I was sent for the World Cup for an all-expense paid trip. I moved to another organization where I was able to double my portfolio by over 100% in just 11 months. So I'm CEO of Advantage, and I specialize in sales force management. This means I work with sales teams via the CEOs, the team leads, to help them optimize their sales results and help them get results faster and in record time. A client reached out to me yesterday, and we had done some work for them previously. She called to share a testimonial about how one of our salespeople had brought in about 500 million to the company. Now, this was just barely a month after we had our training program, and we've been getting a lot of feedback back to back on how their sales have improved. In fact, the MD reached out to me yesterday again and wanted us to do some work for their C-suite executives, showing them how they can sell. It's a special program we call Selling at the Highest Level. Now, I said that to say this. She complained about two people on her team who were still behind. This is a team of maybe about 15 people. Two were still behind in performance. And they scheduled a call for me to meet with them today. Now, in that call, do you know the first thing I'm going to ask them? Part of what I would talk about, which will be a major thing, is have you changed how you dress? If you're still dressing the way you used to dress, it means that your attitude is still the same. You see, the attitude of a salesperson is seen in how they dress. Dressing shows preparedness for the occasion. If you are going to meet the president of the United States or the president of your country, for example, you know that you would have to dress a certain way because you're going to meet the president. You will prepare. You will go the extra mile. You wouldn't just go to your wardrobe and pick anything. You would actually check properly and test it and look at the mirror before you go out. Now, the reason why you're doing that is because you're going to meet the president. If you're going for a very important interview and you know that this interview is a game-changing interview, or you're going for a meeting and you know that this meeting is a game-changing meeting, your dressing would show it in your attitude. So a lot of times your belief about your expectation of the sale shows in how you dress. Can you do the reverse? Can you not wait until you see it before you believe? Can you believe? Then you will see it. Believe that this next meeting you're going to go for could be the game-changing meeting. The day somebody met his game-changing moment, it was like every other day. I had the opportunity to eat in a restaurant, and while I was eating, I sat next to a very popular, trendy musician. And in that meeting, I asked him, I said, the day you recorded this particular song, did you know that that day everything was going to change? He said, no. He went into the studio like every other day, recorded the song like every other day, only for him to be done, and a few months later, the song was everywhere. So a lot of times we don't know when this meeting will be the game-changing meeting, when this opportunity will be the game-changing opportunity. We just live our lives normally. Then all of a sudden we realize that, wow, things have changed. What am I trying to say to you? Prepare. It is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not get one than to get one and not be prepared. And one of the ways you get yourself prepared is how you dress. Investing in clothes. Now, I want to show you my top 10 recommendations on what you can do to be able to dress properly. And I've followed these things for years. Now, I may not go into specific details on how you knot the tie and all those other things, but you see, the attitude towards it would make you improve in your dressing over a long period of time. Because a lot of times, dressing well is like exercise. The more you make an attempt to improve how you look, the more your style would improve. Number one, aim at looking irresistible and influential. When you see someone who is influential, what do you see? How does he look to you? You see, a lot of times we sell the way we buy. This means the way you feel towards people, the way people get your attention is a sign to you on how you can get the attention of others as well. So have you ever seen anybody who dressed well and you say, wow, man, this person looks really nice? When you when you catch yourself, Shakespeare says, man, know thyself. When you catch yourself in that frame of thoughts, pause and look properly. What is this person wearing? Why do I think this way? Is it the kind of shoes? Is it the kind of suit? Is it the type of hair? Is it the bag? What exactly? What did you see? Aim to go for those kind of outfits. That is the way to start to dress properly. If you don't make an attempt to look at others and be inspired, because you see, we don't live on an island, right? The world we live in today, we feed off the energy of others. There's a saying: if you keep a child in a room, nobody to talk to, nobody to see or hear from, all you do is that you just pass food under the table for the child to eat, so they survive, and water to drink. By the time that child comes out of that place, 6 months, a year after, the child will be lame, blind, and dumb. Because we feed off, the brain requires other brains to make a connection and therefore develop and improve. So look at what other people are doing and get inspiration from there. If you go to a store, see, don't be that person who says, I am going to come buy clothes today. It's not really like that. As you're going around, don't just be in a hurry to buy things. Wait till you see something you really love. Not like love. So as you go, maybe from time to time, you stop at a shop, you stop at a store, you just look around. When you see the one that, wow, I love this, you can go for that. Don't just say, I want to go and buy clothes now. You may not buy the wrong things. So number 2, dress intentionally. Be very intentional. Why are you wearing a skirt? Why are you wearing a tie? Why are you wearing a 3-piece? See, bring some intentionality to it. Okay, you know what? I'm going for this meeting today. I want to look this way. You see, because your intention always affects your outcome. Where you intend to land, you will not land there, but you will land very close to that place. That's how life is. So determine how you want to look at every point and go for it. Number 3, practice. Try out new things, but don't be extreme, right? When you see, like I said in the first point, when you see other people and you like what you see, maybe it's the accessories, try it out. Look for those accessories, buy them and try them on. Look at the mirror. Check how you feel. Number 4, ask for suggestions if possible. I know that you cannot really meet everybody and ask them, oh, wow, I like your suit. Wow, how did you get this? Oh, I like your shirt. How did you get this? I know some people are also funny. You know, they ask all those things because possibly they want to size you up, right? But don't ignore those people. My point is, when you see people who dress well, and possibly their acquaintances, or possibly their disposition shows that, oh, you can actually approach them and ask. There's nothing wrong in asking. I've asked several times. And I'm like, oh, of course, there are some people who I asked and they didn't respond to me, which is fine. It's part of selling, right? Rejection. But for most of the time, people were like, oh, wow, okay, I'll give you his contact. Oh, I'll give you his number. Even as far as social media, sometimes I see somebody wearing a kind of suit and I'm like, wow, man, I like this your suit. Oh. Can you link me up with the person who gave it to you? And guy says, oh, no problem, send me a number. Then you call and you get something nice. Number 5, be comfortable in any style you choose. Be comfortable in it. Now, I'm not telling you that you should, see, when I say be comfortable in any style, some people say things like, I prefer this particular kind of dressing. It's more comfortable for me. The question is not about whether it's comfortable for you or not. The question is it comfortable for the prospects based on what you sell? If you know that what you sell, dressing with a suit or corporately, would give you leverage, honestly, you know. But for you feel like, it's not too comfortable. That's not the kind of comfort I'm talking about. The kind of comfort I'm talking about is that if, for example now, let's look at color of socks. I'm talking about slight additions to it. If you know that wearing colored socks, it's kind of awkward for you, stick to black socks. I'm just saying. That's what I mean by being comfortable. I'm not talking about the little extras, not the basic foundation of how you look. If you know that wearing a type of heavy jewelry is uncomfortable for you, stick with the light jewelry. There are people who know how to combine and wear heavy jewelry and still look sharp and look very presentable. That's what I mean by dressing comfortably. Number 6, practice looking impeccable. Make sure your grooming is on point. If your hair is shaved, the friction is showing. The beard's friction is showing. Make sure you look on point. Dress impeccable. Let the tie be knot properly to the tip. The shirt, really white, starched. Give attention to the details. If there's any part of the shirt that the threads are sticking out, rip it off. Give attention to the details. Check little things like your cufflinks. What kind of cufflinks do you use? The little extras. If it's a watch, what kind of watch is it? Give attention. Part of dressing is even your phone, for example. If the screen of your phone is cracked, there's no need going for a meeting and letting the client see your phone. Put your phone in your back. Number 7, be diligent enough to get your accurate clothing size. Now, you see, fit is as important as quality outfits. Make sure that you get your size. And a lot of times, you see, I don't like, sometimes I've been cheated when I go to buy clothes. I remember many years ago, I went to look for a suit. Only for me to go walk into the store and I try on the suit. The guy says, wow, very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. This is really good. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what happened? The guy gave me 2 sizes bigger than what I should normally wear because he wanted to sell at all costs. So you need to know your size. And sometimes it's not a bad idea if you look for somebody who wears what you wear and you ask them what their size is. It's not a bad idea if you go with someone. It's not a bad idea if you even Google, how do you determine your suit size? If you wear a suit, if you pull out the jacket, it shouldn't be too far from your chest or from your stomach area. But if you wear a suit and your hand is so far apart that even your hand can go through conveniently, you can tell that, wow, it's too big. It's too big for you. So get your accurate clothing size. If your shirt is too tight for you, maybe the neck is too tight, or when you sit, your buttons open, you already know that it's actually too tight. Or when you wear your shoes, you're wriggling in pain, you know it's too tight. Make sure that you get your size so that you can move freely and move comfortably. Number 8, watch out for the details. Don't say things like, oh, nobody will notice. The things you're saying, nobody will notice. Everybody, some people will most likely notice. Number 9, treat your clothes with respect. Treat your clothes with respect. When you get back home, air your suits. Remove the wig, air them, hang them up. You don't have to wear a suit and dry clean immediately. If you take care of them, you will not have to dry clean them for a long time. So hang them. Don't just throw them into your wardrobe, because if you do that, you reduce the lifespan and that should affect how well you will be presentable when you go out in public. And finally, launder your whites immediately you wear them. If you wear white shirts and you keep them aside for too long without them being washed, it starts to affect how white they can remain over a long period of time. So if you give attention to your clothing, using some of these basic principles I've shown you, you find out that you'll be able to present yourself more in a more impeccable way. You'll be able to get yourself out there, earn the respect you deserve, and you have issues with receptionists and security guards. When you walk into companies, the receptionists will probably think you're the MD's brother, cousin, friend, and would want to give you access to meetings immediately. All right, so thanks so much for watching today's video. If you haven't watched this next video, please watch this. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe here as well. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.